He's lost enough over the years shelling out on tigers and all that, plus this cockface stitched him right up when he was back in his heyday. And then apparently Jake's earning $40 million himself, fair play. Say what you want about this man, but he does know how to bring in the big dollars. Now, the big question is it scripted?
You guys gonna watch the fight tomorrow?
But for anyone who don't know, here are the finer details.
I'm a big fucking Tyson fan, man.
He's roided himself up to the glamour division. Well done. The fight is over 8 2-minute rounds, which I suppose does Big Mike a bit of a favour. They'll be wearing 14-ounce gloves compared to the usual 10-ounce, which does Jake a bit of a favour. But most ridiculous of all, the fight will count towards their official records. Meaning when we look back at the incredible story of Mike, we'll see the historical victories against Burbix, Spinks, Holmes, winning undisputed, then the greatest upset ever against Douglas, the madness of the Holyfield fights, Frank Bruno, Lennox Lewis, then right at the top we're going to have fucking this bloke. Yeah, and the sad truth is, he's probably going to win, and let's be honest, he's just got no shame, has he, Jakey boy? Other than making a load of dough, I just don't get what he thinks he's going to achieve by beating a pensioner. I know he's a great of the sport, but he's an old man, bruv. I mean, this is Barbara Butrick. She's considered one of the greatest female boxers of all time. She was mustard back in the day, but she's 94 years old now. So if me and her got in the ring for 8 rounds on Friday night, I'd favour myself to win that fight. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, big up Barbara. So yes, it's not just a 58-year-old, it's a 58-year-old with a load of health problems. Not just his back, but you may have heard Big Mike had to postpone the fight previously for a 2.5-inch ulcer in his stomach. He lost 26 pounds during recovery. That probably should have been the red flag right there to say, maybe this ain't such a good idea, but there we are. Anyway, I'm not moaning. I don't really give a monkeys, to be honest. Good on him earning a load of dollar. I just think we all hope that Mike doesn't cause himself any more serious problems. The worry is he don't do an Evander Holyfield when he returned at the same age of 58 against Victor Belfort.
A different training regime. He's not punching like he did. He's just, yeah. He's not. He's bringing the smoke.
Ooh, I never saw that Holyfield fight. Evander Holyfield was one of my favorites, man. I must have seen most of Mike Tyson's fights, though, growing up in the 80s and 90s. I hope he doesn't lose. I'll be cheering for you, Mike. I fucking love all the Mikes. Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson. My cousin Michael's a piece of shit, but everybody else is cool.
In their exhibition in 2020.
Tyson gets onto the front foot. Again, Tyson looking to increase the tempo. In the closing stage, he gets to Roy Jones on the rope.
So yes, he's still got the old peekaboo style, old Mike. He still looks ferocious, even though you could tell he was holding back a bit with it being an exhibition. And fair play, he was fit enough to do the full 8 rounds. But, you know, it's 4 years later now, he's had a few back problems, a few health problems, and he's been smoking the Jamaican jolly stick every fucking day.
Jamaican jolly stick, I like that.
Of course, he's probably not too fussed, in all honesty, because
is this guy Australian? Fuck, we're gonna follow him.
He's funny. He'll be solely aiming to knock the problem children's head off, won't he? And not be worrying too much about getting through the rounds. And yes, some of the power is still bound to be there, ain't it? As he always says, everyone's got a face until they get punched in the plan, or something like that. So if he can connect, Jake's certainly gonna know about it. Although
see, there's Iron Mike.
Ooh. Ooh. Still, it's bound to wake him up. Then, yeah, what is there to be said about Jake Tool then? When he keeps saying his goal is to become a world champion, that ain't gonna fucking happen. He's usually a cruiserweight, ain't he? So, who is it? Oh, yeah, Giant Bataille's pretty much the king of that division. Why don't you fight him after Mike for the world title, Jake? See how you get on. Good luck. Anyway, as much as he waffles on about fighting Canelo and becoming a world champ, still to this day, he's only fought 3 actual boxers. Brian Borland, who was, yeah, then Andre August, who was, yeah, and then Tommy Fury, who he lost to. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not discrediting Borland and August.
Tommy Fury's good, that's why.
They both had winning records. I'm just saying you can't.
Boxing's a lot more skill than people will understand.
Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I know it's all probably a big troll, everything that comes out of his mouth, so maybe we shouldn't get too sucked in. But credit where credit's due, he actually ain't the worst boxer these days. He's got a bit about him, especially the way he moves around the ring, and this is going to be a key factor in the fight, being able to avoid the rampage of Big Mike that is inevitably coming. Take a 50-year-old man into the later rounds, and it's bound to be a big fight. And that is ultimately why Jake's probably going to win, and it does pain me to say it, but firstly, it probably is fucking scripted in Jake's favour, but secondly, even if it ain't, with 14-ounce gloves and Mike generally being a kind of dishevelled old man these days, no disrespect, how much of a dent is he really going to put in a young, fresh fighter?
Wouldn't it be fucking awesome to knock him out in the first
He
round?
does, by the way, but 14-ounce gloves...
Knock $40 million off his fucking chin.
That little ditty to be at the realms of possibility, and we all know why. Rematch, baby, oh yes. Anyway, what a load of bollocks, but fuck it, count me in, there's fuck all else on Netflix. See you later.
That was funny. Ah, shit, we forgot to give Butters a hoot. He's sleeping anyway. Hope everybody has a fine evening.
Package of an SUV.
Yeah, we're gonna check that fight out tomorrow.
120 liters of cargo space, an available power